there, it's Mark Vines. I'm here at Sanchez Academy here in Naples, Florida, and I'm here with another tennis tip. Today we're going to be talking about purposeful practice, okay? And purposeful practice means what you're doing out here to improve your game or to reach your potential. We're going to be talking about a lot of the components on what makes you a better player and will get you to your potential. A couple of things like attitude, focus, coachability, physical limits, etc. All the things that make you a player and a better player. I'm going to give you the 5 key components of purposeful practice. The first thing you have to do is you have to define your goals. There are 3 types of goals: short-term, long-term, or mid-term, long-term. Okay? Short-term goals are what you're going to do today in practice or tomorrow's match. The next 24 to 48 hours. That's what you want to set, and you want to put everything in writing. Goals are always put in writing. Midterm goals are your 3 days to like 2 months out. What do I want to do from my mid goals? And then long term is beyond 2 months. So again, we're gonna talk a little bit later about short-term goals. That's our focus for today. Our second key component is having intense focus. Your ability to move in and out of the player versus coach. When you're out here playing, whether it's practice or actually playing a match, you're the player when you're actually playing the point, and when you're not the player, you turn around, you're the coach. You talk to yourself as a coach. That's going to be a whole different tip, and we'll get into more detail on that at a later date. Okay. In your intense focus, you need to make sure you have clarity of thought and clarity of purpose. And again, we'll cover that in another group, in another lesson. Your next key component is having immediate feedback. You need real-time changes to happen so that you can improve on the spot right there. And you can do that through either having a coach or a pro, or videotaping yourself. You're on a ball machine, and you want to figure out, okay, is my serve motion good? You videotape yourself to look at it. Again, we're going to go over all 5 of these key components, each one of these in a different tennis tip. So I'll get into more detail of that at a later date. Okay. Your next goal is experiencing frequent discomfort. You have to make mistakes. The only way you're going to get better and you're going to get your brain to do better is to come up against these mistakes and have failure, and then figure out. It's the figuring out that makes you a better player, makes you a smarter player. Yes, it's frustrating, but at the same time, you got to have failure. You got to have the freedom to fail if you want to succeed. Okay. And the last key component is finding a coach, not just a pro, but a coach, a person that you can call up the night before a big match, and you're really nervous, and you want to hear some good advice. A person who will work with you post-match and pre-match when you're playing these tournaments. Somebody who will care for you more than just the time that you have. Most of us don't have coaches. I do coaching, and there are some guys out there who are lucky enough to have coaches, and it makes all the difference in the world in your improvement. So purposeful practice is what we're working on today, and we're going to move on to talking about short-term goals and give you some examples of it in just a minute. So hang on, we're right there. Thanks. All right, we're on. Okay, we're going to talk about short-term goals now. When you're making these short-term goals, remember that's the next 24 to 48 hours. That's a short-term goal. Beyond that is your midterm goals from 48 hours to 2 months, and then beyond that, long-term goals. Okay. When you're making these goals, doesn't matter whether it's short, long, or midterm, you want to be very specific. You want to make them attainable, and then you want to make them tougher as you attain those goals. Okay. And make sure that you write them down. It's very important that you write them down. Don't put them on your phone. Okay, I know everyone's, I'll just put them on my phone. No, I want it pen to paper. When you do that, you remember them a lot better when it's pen to paper. Okay? You need to be accountable for them. So once you are doing your short-term goals, you need to finish and then be accountable. Go and grade yourself based on how you think you did. If you had 3 different goals in a specific day, then you did 2 of them really well, and the third one you really sucked at. I mean, it was like, oh God, I couldn't hit a down line slice to save my life today, and that was one of my goals. that's what you practice. So put it on the next day when you have short-term goals and you're working on them. That's what you should, and then add more to it. Okay. Make sure when you start off, you should start off with your plan. Start off with your long-term goals. Where do you want to be 2 years from now? And say, okay, write down as specific as you can where you are now and what you want and where you want to go. So from right now, I don't have a slice backhand. I'm going to use that as my example today. I don't have a slice backhand. So I want to work on my slice backhand. 2 years from now, I want to have the best slice backhand in the men's 70s division. Okay, and I can tell you that's too realistic a goal. That's too high. Okay, I want to be top 10 in my slice backhands. That's a good goal. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, how am I going to get there? Well, that means from a midterm standpoint, I've got to do this. I got to work 5 times a week on just slice backhands. Okay, what does it mean for short term? It means today or tomorrow, I've got to hit 150 slice ones down the line. I got to hit 150 cross court. I need to hit. Now, how are you going to hit 150? Well, you get on the ball machine, or you pay somebody to feed you balls, or you just go out there and hit with somebody and say, hey, you're going to forehands, I'm going to backhands, we're going to go down the lines, and then you do all your slices. Okay? So make sure that you start off with your long term, go to your midterm, and then go to your short term. We're talking about short term goals today. Okay? And then we'll talk about other things, but your midterm goals and your long-term goals are all based on your short-term goals. So it may change over time, and that's okay. If your goals change over time, that means that you're thinking about things. That means that you're being proactive on them, and that's what you want. Okay? I think we're done with our short-term goal talk, and then what I'm going to do now is we're going to show you hitting some tennis balls, some short-term goals. I'm sure it's something that you may have worked on in the past, but maybe you'll learn something new when we go into hitting some balls here. Okay? Thanks very much. See you later. Hi, everybody. It's Mark Vines again, and I'm here with Esther Shihaj. Please say hello to Esther. She can't hear you, but say hello anyway. Okay? Esther's a rising senior here locally on the high school in Barron-Collier High School. She's a wannabe Duke undergrad next year, and she plays on the team. I've been working with Esther for about 5 years. She doesn't play tournaments, but she plays high school tennis, and she's smart as a whip. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on our short-term goals right here, and this is something that I want you to do too. So when you're hitting with somebody, I want you to. I'm going to have my back to you as I talk, so you'll be able to hear me, but you're going to be able to see her. Okay, Esther, you're going to hit forehands cross court, and I just went nice forehands cross court. Okay, with good top spin. I want to hear you. Give me a good grunt. There you go, all the way back. There you go. Again. Okay, get some height to it, a little bit. Did you like those? You did? Okay, speak up so they can hear you too. Okay, good. So you always want to have feedback. So that's why when I'm teaching people, I'm constantly asking them, did you like that? Which one did you not like any of those? You'd be amazed. I think people hit great shots and they go, I didn't like it. What didn't you like about it? Change it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to change this up. Now typically she would hit probably 12 or 15 more balls like that before I change it. But for this showing, for this tip, we're going to change it up. So what I'm going to ask her to do is to lift up the ball and get more height on the ball for these next 4 balls. So I don't want her to drive it. I want her to hit more of about a number 5 on the power scale and get some lift and get some height and get some depth. I want to hear you. Come on, get up to it. Get under it. A little bit more height, a little bit more loop. Okay, here we go. Okay, give me a 5 with lots of top spin. I love that one. Do it again. Good. Okay, now you notice that time I gave her more than 4. Okay, she saw me looking into the basket and reaching for more. Even though I might have said 4, she's going to hit 4. I don't necessarily stop at 4. So sometimes when you're practicing, you may say to yourself, I want to hit 20 balls cross court. Well, 20 balls cross court is not the same as 20 balls in cross court. So sometimes you're going to go for just a total volume, and then sometimes you go for success. I want to hit 10 really good forehands cross court deep, okay? You don't stop until you hit 10. It may take you 10, it may take you 30. That's okay. So you need to vary how you're practicing. It is the quality or the quantity. Sometimes it's the quantity, sometimes it's the quality. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Okay, so now I'm going to ask her to hit the ball pretty high, like a lob, and then sort of a soft, easy ball. Okay, you ready, Esther? Okay, get your feet moving, stay down. The high one, loopy, like a lob. That's too short. Get it up higher. There you go. Now let's go short cross corner, come around the outside of the ball. Outside of the ball. Get it up, short one again. Okay, short one again. Okay, now a nice high one. Get it up high, breathe. There you go, one more lob, here it is, it's match point. Okay, good job, excellent. Okay, all right. So when you're working on short-term goals, we can work this shorter term, okay? Now what we do, if I were working with her, if she had her homework done, she would have had, okay, Mark, these are the things I want to work on today. I want to work on my forehands cross court. I want to work on my backhand volleys. I need some serve practice. I need some overhead practice. I want to work on coming in. But having her do her homework. In this case, her is you. Okay, Esther is you. You need to write this down. You need to go out there and even if you're hitting with a buddy, you're playing with a buddy, work on the things that you wrote down. And then we're done. She'll review these videos and then she'll say, okay, I like this, I like that, okay? And she'll take what she likes and continue to do them, and then we'll work on the changes, making the changes, and then she'll get an instant feedback, okay? It's okay to miss, but she's got to have that freedom. I got to give her the freedom to miss. You know, I never told her not to miss the ball, okay? I want her to hit the ball, to have the freedom to hit the ball. When she has the freedom to hit it, she'll have the freedom to hit winners and hit great shots and reach her potential. Okay, this is it for short-term goals. We'll talk about the other key ingredients for purposeful practice in further videos. Thank you very much. Have a good day.